Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Impractical Podcast, Episode 3. I am your host, Steve, and these are my co host friends Jeremy,
Yo.
Brian,
Yo,
Jeremiah,
Hello.
and Jose.
Hey everyone.
Today's special guest is Jamie the Platt.
Hi.
So, to start off this episode, I was going to bring out some Nintendo Switch news, right?
Alright.
So, we had a new game coming, or rather, not a game, but more like a toy. It's called Mario Circuit Live. It's home. Yeah, it's basically a toy that has a camera inside and it connects to your Switch. So it's like you're playing Mario Kart, but with a type of toy, you know. And it's interesting and weird at the same time. If you consider the image that I'm about to send here, here are some images to it. It's basically an AR,
Oh,
an AR thing that connects into the car, like a camera. The camera is
it
AR.
connects. It connects to the Switch.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
I don't around the price right now it's at around 108 to 150, which is kind of pricey in a way.
Mm.
But that's because
Yeah.
all like the scalpers, the people that just got it, you know, the first people that the thing hasn't even released yet. It released on 18th of October, so it's still
Oh,
a
okay.
pricey item. Also, for the specs of it, I think that the game is runs at 720, like quality wise.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a Switch, of course. That's like the only pro. Oh, there's two models of the cards coming, which are the Mario set and the Luigi set, which is really cool in a way. You can play this on both Nintendo Switch and Switch Lite. Okay, for my second Nintendo new, it is about the rumors and speculations of the Nintendo Switch 4K, or that's the name given it at the moment, which could
Oh,
be
yeah.
also known as Pro. So basically, it's a Switch that is coming around next year, and it's basically a console that is supposed to be able to play 4K games and compete like with Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, which is interesting. And how would they do it? And how will it actually come out? You know, it's not gonna be a flop.
Yeah. Do we have a release date on that yet?
No, it's just saying it's just speculation at the moment. You know,
Ah,
working.
gotcha.
Some people say next year, 22. You know.
Yeah.
Now, how would it work with a 4K adapter? That's just interesting, you know, because if you connect your regular Switch with a 4K adapter, you can play up to like almost 240 frames, or rather, how you put it. Yeah, which is not really high. I mean, it's high in terms of gameplay, but you know, it's not up to 4K and cannot compete.
Another thing is, I don't know if all of the current Switch games are like made for 4K or not.
Yeah, that's the main thing that I'm thinking of. How is it gonna play out? You know, like 4K Breath of the Wild, 4K Mario. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
great in theory, but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it off.
Yeah, it's really interesting if they do it though. Anyways, a new game for the Switch, which is releasing in November, called Hyrule Warriors. If you don't know about the Hyrule Warriors series, they are made since 2014. Basically, that's the year they were released on. The original Hyrule Warriors. It's a game that it's a type of slash and kill RPG in a way. Basically, you just go around and destroy monsters and collect different costumes and stuff.
That sounds cool.
There's a new installment for it, which is called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is really interesting because it's supposed to be a prequel to Breath of the Wild, and it's supposed to be like some sort of a different ending to it. You know. Now, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is gonna bring some new things to it, and it's gonna like cover a lot of the plot holes in Breath of the Wild that are really not talked about, like mainly. Like we got characters like Impa coming. We get to play as the main four champions, and there's a few Easter eggs there are as well. Also,
Nice.
the price for it right now is 60.
That's pretty typical.
Yeah. And if you have the special pre-order Zelda Musu Disaster Apocalypse Treasure Box, which is a Japanese exclusive, it's 310 right now. But it comes with a paraglider, a keychain, some sort of a poster. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's exclusive that the Japan gets, which is really cool. So
Oh yeah.
and on top of Switch news, I was gonna talk about um the free games on the Switch Nintendo eShop. Now the free games on Nintendo eShop are somewhat good, but they're mostly for the most part bad. Like we got really bad games on the eShop. Um, talking about bad games, we have. I mean, I cannot complain about them because I don't really care for them. We got like pinballs. We got Tetris 99, which I really dislike.
I have to disagree with that. Tetris 99 actually is a really fun game if you know how to play Tetris.
But you have to
It's
buy
like-
it to enjoy it, though. You know, if you
don't
play the
have to-
free
no, it's
version,
actu-
sucks.
No, the free version pretty much is the same. Like the only difference from like the paid version, which is technically DLCs, is like offline mode and like other stuff. But like to be honest, if you want to play like Tetris, the normal isn't like really hard to get unless if you're playing like big consoles like PS4. In that case, you would have to buy some like Tetris Effect, which is basically Tetris with the musical number or something. But
I mean-
Tetris 99 itself is like really fun, especially since they always have the little events. Like personally, I have like a little Kirby background going on.
I did play the one time Tetris 99 Pokemon Sword and Shield thing, that was fun. But in terms of like let's say like I would want the game would be better if it had if the free version was all complete, you know? That's mainly a complaint, the issue. It's not that it's a bad game, it's mostly that it's missing some of the features.
I mean, they gotta make their money somehow.
Yeah. But it's kind of like it goes like in terms of game in games like games you gotta pay for. Like let's say, like if you want to level up faster, you gotta pay for certain things. You know,
Well,
like for example,
Tetris
World
not-
War tanks. You don't require to upgrade the game, but if you do get a lot of gold and stuff, you can increase your tank's XP and stuff really fast. So it really depends on what game we're talking about that's free and good.
So did we want to talk about Smash Ultimate news?
Oh yes, the Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's a new character, which is being requested for quite a while now. Technically, since it released, it was like
It's a whole
either
it's a whole new
Minecraft-
battle pack, right? It's
yes,
like a DLC.
yeah. There's the second DLC, which included that Violet, Villeth, and
no,
somebody else.
actually, it was the second pack actually only has Min, which is the person from ARMS, like the little Switch games where you hit each other, and yes,
I love
Steve.
ARMS.
They actually had, since considering that Steve is Minecraft is the #1 selling game in the world right now. I'm not really surprised they had to redo everything in the game because actually they had to go through every individual stage in the game and program them so they could work with Steve. Cause like he has his little mind and like has his, what's it called, the blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, if you saw the Sakurai, the creator of Smash, he reviewed how the game was gonna how he was his moveset.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes, it got released. It was today.
I honestly
interesting.
feel like that person will Steve will get permanent banned considering like his edge guarding is like really OP. Like he has the TNT, he can just build blocks and to obstruct. He can do all this stuff. Like I honestly will be surprised if it does not get either permanent banned or nerfed the first week.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So, what do you think was the best Smash Brothers character like in the whole DLC pack? Like let's talk about the first Fighters Pass.
Um,
If
my
you
personal favorite, and this will definitely go against a few people, but my personal favorite is Hero, because I honestly like how, like, I don't think he's a good player to be allowed in tournaments, considering he can kill at 0. But I love his little magics and how like you can kamikaze, which kamikaze is a complete flex because like magic burst is basically you use all your points or whatever to attack him. Like that's better than kamikaze. But and then you have things like the whack, and basically they are insta kills sometimes. The higher percent, the more likely it is. If you're at 60, you might as well pray that 1% chance comes in because you're most likely gonna die.
But in terms of like Hero, like the player, does he live up to the Dragon Quest series games? Like, is he as good as how the RPG is? Does he moveset matches the original to the game?
I want to say it's like it's similar, but you can't say it's exactly like the game because like I'm gonna use an example. Joker, who is the first DLC character, in this game it's like a turn-based like Pokemon. Like you
Yeah,
use your
Persona and stuff.
spirit points or something, and then you attack. But like in the in Smash Bros, you have no limit on SP or anything. Like you can just keep spamming EHA, and grappling hook wasn't actually used or anything until in the actual series until they renounced Royale. Like basically what I'm trying to say is he's as close as he's gonna get for that specific genre for a game. So
Makes
I would
sense.
say yes.
Yeah, like for example, Banjo-Kazooie actually plays he plays more like the original series. Like
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie's moveset is really similar to the game. If you ever played it though. So Charlex, would you mind moving to the next topic? Since we cover everything in our Nintendo Switch section.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's talk about new generation consoles. So, I'm sure as you all know, there's a new Xbox, actually 2 new Xboxes, and a new PS4 coming out this holiday season around the same time. Pre-orders have already taken place at the time of recording, and they sold out like hotcakes.
You said a
To
new
say the-
PS4? Like, new version
sorry.
of the PS4? Oh.
Sorry, new PlayStation.
But if you
I
think
was
about it,
about to
when
look
you
up
think
new
about
PlayStation
it,
4.
If you think about the PS5, technically it does have the, I think it was the port for PS4. You could play PS4 games on PS5.
Yes.
Well,
But
that's
but isn't PlayStation 5 like only digital? Or is it meant to be digital?
No, it has both.
They
It
have
has
both
both.
versions.
Oh.
The
But
only
the most
digital
popular
version is going to be
one-
cheaper. It's going to be $100 less than the one that actually has the optical drive. But
I personally
yeah, they've got both.
I'm thinking of getting the disc version, even though I most likely will be better off with the digital version because like sometimes someone will give me a movie or something for me to watch, or it may be Blu-ray, and since I do not own a Blu-ray player, PS4 and PS3 were originally like my disc player. If I had a movie, I'm watching on the PS3.
There's rumors for like the PS5 that there's supposed to be a new GTA coming to it. What do you guys think of that?
It's more of a rumor. GTA 6, if it's coming out for any console, it's obviously gonna be PS5 and Xbox Scarlet. And
Yeah.
But the thing I know that's coming out for the PS5 at launch, well not at launch, but a GTA 5 remastered.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they
I believe
they were
that with
originally
the
gonna they were
oh, well,
originally
go
gonna
ahead.
stop DLC completely for GTA 5 Online, but then they were like, why don't we just remaster a game and then we could release GTA 6? Like, so they brought up production for online DLC again. The end of this year, we're gonna have apparently the biggest DLC ever for GTA. Everyone theorizes it's gonna add a new part of the map, but nothing's confirmed until it happens.
Honestly, I believe that with the PS5, I don't think they should charge you more. The one with the disc, like where you can just play with the
The
disc.
optic drive.
Honestly, yeah, the optic drive. I believe that they should just like make them the same price. Honestly, like that's a preference, in my opinion. Like digital or disc, like
Well, think
seems
about
kind of
like
weird.
I feel
I
like
think about like
it was a
this, cause
last
like Halo.
second decision because when
Yeah,
they saw that Xbox was coming out with their Series S to kind of get a lower valued console on the market so that they could get people on a budget
uh,
to buy their new gen consoles. They kind of saw that and they were like, "Oh, yeah, we need to make something a little cheaper that people can
yeah,
get as well."
it's like solely like a profit decision.
Yeah,
They just
like
pretty
Um,
they
much
were
did
kind of
that for
like,
the profits. To be honest.
yeah, they had to compete because
well,
when I originally saw that they were also making a $300 console, Xbox, I was like, yeah, PlayStation's in a bit of trouble now because they hadn't even released their price yet, and here they have a $500 console which already has better specs than the PS5, mind you, and then they're also releasing a $300 console. Yeah, I thought they were definitely in trouble, but
um,
they
I
got a
actually
good counter to
disagree with
that.
you, Jeremy, because like if you think about it, like if they are gonna have if they're only gonna have one prices, they're obviously gonna pick the bigger price. Like you have to keep in mind, most CEOs and stuff, like they don't really care about the consumer. Just think of the people who made CEOs of, I don't know, a cigarette brand. Like they care that their customers can use it and sell it. Like
I
so, I
mean,
think
that
they would
doesn't
go
make
for
it
the
a good
bigger
thing
price.
either. It's
Yeah, it doesn't make it a
still a
good
good
thing either,
profit
but
decision, but like I just think they should have had a bit more care for the consumer or the customer on it with that type of thing. But
Yeah, because having an optic drive is really big to some people that have like a large collection of disc games already.
yeah,
Or like Jamin said, people that use their console as a Blu-ray player. So it's kind of a big decision to, completely get rid of it on one model.
yeah,
you know, I love how so many people in chat of when the someone was live streaming waiting to get PS5, and so many people in chat were like really hyped, and then like quite literally a minute after it's finally released, it's just gone. Like you can't buy it. You could look at eBay for like 4 times the price. So
Yeah. Those things
sometimes
sold out in like the first 10 minutes that they hit the market.
I feel bad for the people who like barely are struggling with the decision to get the console at all, and then someone just buys a bunch of them and then just sells them for like 4 times the price. Like somehow Pokemon made a smarter decision because what they did for like it was like a shiny pack or whatever. They made it so you could only buy one per customer. So like you had people making like 17 alternate accounts to sell it. Right now, I think the thing's selling for like a couple $100. Like, it's insane. But you think a
yeah.
big company would be a little smarter with their decisions, but not everyone's perfect.
Yeah, them
So they
scalpers are evil.
they allowed people to buy as many as they wanted, or sorry, pre-order. Like they didn't set
Yeah,
a limit to one per customer.
no.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake on their part.
Yeah, So I was
Because
going to
really, no, go ahead.
So I was gonna introduce you, like most of the people here, to a game that is not really popular, but it's definitely good. It's called Bygor. Bygor.
Oh,
It's
Vigor, yeah.
it's an Xbox and PlayStation, I believe. Yeah, it's an Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch game, and also PC. Yeah, and also PC. Basically, this game is it's a survival type of game. It takes place in Norway in the 90s. You basically go around and loot for stuff, and you play against seven players, right? So what makes it different this game from games like um Unknown Battlegrounds and Fortnite is that there isn't like a thing that says like you like when you whatever you have or whatever the loot you get from the game, you bring it to your home, right? So if let's say you bring a lot of weapons and you get killed, you lose those weapons, but you can rebuild them. So you don't like you make your stuff that you're gonna bring and you lose the stuff that if you die. So it's kind of competitive and really interesting mechanics.
It's kind of
Uh,
like what Fortnite did with their zombies mode. I don't know if
uh,
anybody
Fortnite
has
had a
played that
zombie.
or
Oh,
not.
you're talking about the Save the World thing.
Save the World, yeah. It's pretty much the exact same thing, except made into an
I
actual game that's good.
I don't mean to insult any players for Save the World, but I honestly feel like Save the World is like the little kid version of CS:GO scams. Like, there's so
I
many
mean,
kids just like on it. Like, bro, like you have that golden Gravedigger? Let me get that. I'll sell you a 17, I don't know, star platinums from JoJo. I don't know. With
yeah,
CS:GO you have the knives. It's crazy. But yeah,
yeah.
continue.
I mean, Save the World's community is already primarily little children because it is Fortnite that we're talking about, but I was just using that as an example. It's really similar to Vigor.
oh yeah, and the specs, I believe that the Xbox and PlayStation have the best quality, like for the game.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, I don't know if the game is on PlayStation 4. I'm not sure. Or is
Yeah,
it?
I
While we're on
actually
the
don't
topic
know.
of
Oh yeah, it is.
new games, I want to talk about Genshin Impact. I hope I'm saying that right.
Genshin Impact.
Yeah, it's literally just Breath of the Wild clone, but it's anime. And it's I don't like I remember just like seeing the ads on my phone and be like, okay, cool, whatever.
I
And
mean,
all of a
Genshin
sudden I
Impact.
hear go
Yeah,
ahead.
It's a
continue.
new gacha type of game that's been rocking the market for the last week since it's released back on September, I think, 28th. Um, yeah, it's coming as a free-to-play game on mobile and PC, but as a 9.99 game coming for PS4 for PS4 support, and it does have certain little exclusive things for the PS4 versions because you're paying for it in comparison to PC, for example. But it's a pretty wild game. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I've actually been playing it since release. Some people have been saying like this is waifus of the wild and things like that because it's an anime game and it is kind of it's heavily inspired on Breath of the Wild, but it's a whole other thing. Its combat is different, its mechanics are different, and you go
Um
around with a squad basically. You go around with four characters at a time. You can switch between them, and so that lets you, personalize the way that you play your game because each character has like a different play style, different abilities, and things like that. So they get different combinations. But yeah, it's pretty fun and not what you'd expect from a gacha game. For those of you that don't know, gacha games are like those type of games that depend heavily on random number generators and giving you content like for
Oh,
free. You know, because they are free. The roles, you get different characters, things like that. But you can also pay for the right to get those roles. So you can waste money if you want, but it's not a pay to win game. At least not for its most part. Many people say that when you reach something of an end game, there are some paywalls like at times, but they're not exactly paywalls. It's just that like a reminder that hey, this type of game, go grind a bit to continue the story. For example.
It's kind of like Honkai Impact Third Impact if you played that one.
It's actually from the same
Company.
developers as Honkai Impact.
Oh, it is. Oh, no
Yeah.
wonder it looks so familiar.
From Mihoyo. Uh, I don't remember the rest of the name, but
Mihoyo Teku Save the World.
yeah.
So have y'all seen those ads for actually like the ads for the Hawkeye Impact or whatever?
Yeah, I've seen those a lot. I mean, they're annoying, but
But
when you play the game, it's actually good. It depends on what ad it is, though, because there's some gacha games that are really bad. I don't want to mention them though.
Oh wait, were we gonna talk about the Skywalker saga?
Wait. Oh yeah. Brian, yeah. Let's go. Let's finish up the gaming section. So Brian, what is your opinion on Squadrons? The Rogue Squadrons, I believe that's the name. That's the name of the game.
Oh, it's a fun game. Not gonna lie, it's almost like what's it called? Jedi Fallen Order without multiplayer. It's a great story. I like it. Games and the physics and everything's good. So far, no bugs. Surprisingly, overall, just a good game. Just really good game.
But does the Squadrons live up to the original one though? The N64 one.
I've never seen the original one before, so I can't answer that question.
Some of the reviews that I've seen of the Squadrons have been pretty negative towards the campaign aspect of the game, saying that it's basically
I
just like
seem
a
to like
long
it.
tutorial.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's my
What-
opinion.
What's good about it?
I just like flying the ships. I just think it's really cool. Instead, when you aim at a certain like a fighter, you don't have aim assist most of the time. You just have to use your prior skill, which I really love. So people don't have to rely on their aim assist.
Gotcha.
And what do you think of
so
the
do-
specs? Like how it looks? Like
I mean, it's okay.
I mean, EA has always made their Star Wars games pretty nice looking, but they've never been the best per se.
Yeah.
wasn't Jedi Fallen Order made by EA, or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that game looked really nice.
Oh yeah, that's a great game. I think we did discuss this on episode 1. I think that EA should really stick to making like campaign focused Star Wars games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I hope they end up making a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order.
It will be interesting seeing how that would work, especially with all the stuff that ended with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say the opinions on the new Lego Star Wars game.
Oh yes.
Lego Skywalker Saga. It's supposed to contain all of the main 9 episodes.
Yeah.
I think you
So
can play up to 500.
no, it's actually
characters.
supposed to obtain like every Star Wars
500
movie. That's like
characters.
Yeah, there's a
like
lot
so
of
like all the
characters.
way from I
Not
don't remember
mistaken.
the first one. I'm just gonna say First Order to whatever the newest one is.
Yeah.
Dang.
Is it gonna include the side stories like the Han Solo movie in Rogue One.
I doubt it's not. I doubt it's gonna have Han Solo. Probably Rogue One.
It's probably gonna be DLC.
Yeah,
yeah,
actually, that would
DLC.
make a lot more sense for a Lego game.
Because that's how they make those. That's how they milk the series. Like for example,
Yeah, Lego Batman 3.
The
Ultimate
Lego Marvel
Nine.
games.
yes, Lego Marvel. You know the second one, the DLC for it was like a. They had so much DLC for a game
Yeah,
that didn't require.
Yeah, there's a bunch of DLCs for that one. But
Indiana
yeah,
Jones.
It's like main
the
thing
new
how they do it.
the Skywalker saga is really exciting for me because I remember playing the original Lego Star Wars games on my 360 like 10 years ago, and that was always just such a fond memory of mine. And to see
Everyone
that they're
calls
remaking the game and like polishing up the graphics and specs, I'm really excited.
everyone called Clone Wars a bad movie. I personally can go either way, but everyone calls Clone Wars a bad movie, but the Lego Clone Wars, I feel like that like brightened it up a bit.
Actually, I mean, not. Are you talking about the movie or the game?
The game.
Lego Clone Wars. I never played that one.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
like Lego
Oh,
Star
that
Wars
one's
3, the
great.
Clone Wars.
That
I
one's
played only the
fantastic.
I played the complete saga and the DS version of it. That's about it.
Oh, the DS, yeah.
No one talks
played,
about
like,
the
every
DS.
I played like every Lego Star Wars except like the two new ones, like the one with Rey and Finn.
Same here. Same here. I haven't played. I think it's Force Awakens.
I played that one as a
I've-
demo. That's about it.
I even played that really crappy what's it called? The Game Boy Advance.
There was a
I
Game
mean,
Boy
it-
Advance.
What?
Yeah, there was one on the Game Boy Advance. It's like they have like a bunch of like on the Game Boy Advance and stuff. Yeah, they have a bunch of games that you won't even realize that are there.
Oh, you mean like Star Wars Flight of the Falcon? Okay, I think I found a picture with all those games.
This one, the one I'm talking about, is literally just like it's basically a complete saga, but like Game Boy Advance. It's really crappy. I don't recommend it unless you just want to play a really old-fashioned game.
It looks
I
like a
mean-
Flash game.
It does.
It looks like a I don't know if
Oh
any of
my
y'all does, but
gosh.
it looks like a Cartoon Network game on like the website.
It does. Yeah, it really. It's all pixelated. I've never even
I
seen
mean-
that before.
It looks like you were trying to play like Mario Kart, but put it into like a newer game of Star Wars. You know, having like the Mario Kart, like how Mario Kart was images of 2D pictures in a 3D environment. You know, it kind of looks like that because they kind of try to make a 3D effect to this game, but it's only 2D images, which is
Yeah.
pretty. I like how they did that trick with a lot of games back then. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that before. That's actually pretty funny.
I'm out to play
Definitely.
one day now.
Definitely have to
it's-
put some images up on the screen for the audience.
It's like an urge to play bad games. I mean, they were probably good back then, but you know, they don't age too well.
Yeah. You should go ahead and show them like the Lego Star Wars I'm talking about.
I did look at the chat.
You right.
So
Yeah, I
Metal
played
Gear.
through that entire game.
So what do you guys think of possible Metal Gear Solid games for next gen console? Is that
I
even
believe
possible?
it's possible. They could make some new Metal Gear Solid game.
I mean, Metal Gear is like a franchise that is always changing their storylines and always having these crazy plot lines that keep you really hooked.
Yeah.
I played the PS1 version and the PS2 version, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, there's two. Did you play the one where with Quiet in it?
the one that could read your memory system card. Or is
I
that some-
don't think that's the one. The one I'm talking about, it has Quiet in it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but later they added a part of the game and it's all about Quiet.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think. I didn't know. I didn't remember there was like a really fun Easter egg with a character in the game that it could read your whole memory system for your PlayStation. That was really cool.
You know what?
And weird.
What?
So,
just-
if I could look it up, let me look it up.
Yeah, we need some context on that.
Continue speaking Dodge while I look for it.
On the like, let's talk about like Ocarina of Time. There's still people to this day like, no, don't give me that spoiler. Like, it's been like, I don't know, like a decade or something. Like, how
More
are you
than-
still worried about spoilers? Please tell me.
It's because Ocarina of Time is. I'm sort of a salesman. It's basically it's because of the plot. It's like mainly like saying it's like spoiling Eva to someone. You know, it's to that degree of evilness. You know, you don't want to do that with Ocarina of Time. Their
Yeah,
plot is
regardless of things being old, that doesn't mean they still can't be like spoiled for people who haven't really like watched a certain thing or played a certain game.
I mean, it's different when it's something like Star
I know,
Wars.
but like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's so popular. Like, you question how they don't know.
Like,
Like,
for
yeah,
example,
that's like
that's
saying
true.
that's like saying, oh, why would you spoil that? I didn't know that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. Oh boy, wow, the
this day,
franchise
yeah.
is ruined.
I actually, yeah, I remember someone actually spoiled me Star Wars when I first watched it. I was really pissed. But you know,
I'm sorry for. I'm sorry to some people, but like when the next movie came out, you see Darth Vader. Like, how are you not? How do you not just be like, wait, he came, picked up Anakin. That has to be him.
so I remember now. It is Psycho Mantis that wants to read your memory card on Metal Gear Solid.
So what do you mean by that?
So what I mean it reads your memory card of your PS1. Basically, whatever the game you played on it, like yeah, I believe almost everything you play on
Oh,
it.
I remember hearing about that game.
It literally there's a boss that will use some psychology on you, and you'll break the fourth wall by reading your memory card and telling you
Yeah,
like you're a good player at this, you played this and stuff like that. You know,
Oh,
and it's kind of creepy and cool.
it's
that's pretty cool.
I know there's a lot of people that still don't know the Easter egg, but it's somehow interesting. And there's like memes and stuff. I
just
think
thought of a good topic.
Remember that fight with Psycho Mantis in which he inverts your controller, so you have to switch the
oh my god,
port
yes.
that your controller is connected, so that he doesn't have any more power over you.
you've been
Yes,
playing
yes.
Super Mario Sunshine, haven't you?
Yeah, that's how weird it is.
I'm really
Jeez.
tempted to just buy that Super Mario All Stars because like I've always wanted
Oh
to
my
play
God.
Super Mario Sunshine, and I've tried Super Mario 64, but like I can't get used to the controls.
For what I'm telling you, dude, I believe that you should just download an emulator, get a GameCube controller, and hook it up and play Sunshine on your PC. It will run at 180 just fine as in the Switch version. There's no point on getting it.
Hmm.
I mean, really, there isn't.
Hmm.
I mean, the game it's good. It's just an upgrade version of the original game, but there's nothing new to it. There's no additional. The motion
Well,
controls
they
for
did.
the
They
motion control,
added like. You go ahead.
the motion controls for the Mario Galaxy is just change the Wii remote to your Switch remote. There's no big difference, and there's some improvements like the dash button and stuff like that. But it's really I would believe that it's more like a cash grab for Nintendo. Besides, the
This
game
isn't
is like yeah.
They didn't really add. I think they just added this for the title, like companies usually do. But apparently they added minor shaders to each of the games, and you really cannot tell the difference. But people say like if you play it long enough, you'll see the difference.
Well,
Mm.
you can apply shaders on Dolphin Emulator, if you know what I'm talking about, like for certain games.
I know
and stuff
Dolphin
like that.
Evil.
That's how I played Twilight Princess, and I put it up to 180p, and it runs pretty fine. You know, there's no point of getting old games on on the Nintendo Switch for cost. But if this game like Super Mario 3D All Stars was like free, and it would have been better, you know. Not because
That's true.
it's because they really didn't add many things to it, you know. And for $60, man,
Yeah, $60 is a
Um,
huge price tag for just a remake.
nothing has changed, and they only removed certain things. Like for example, if you know Super Mario 64 and you go to Bowser's battle, when you grab Bowser from his tail and you throw him around, Mario says "Gay Bowser" and stuff like that. They removed that on the Switch version. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
I remember
did?
hearing about
yes,
that.
yes, they did.
I thought they would keep everything in it, and literally all they do is port it. Because like if you
No,
think about it, the game wouldn't be the same without being able to skip straight to bosses.
exactly. They removed that one glitch that you could like when you jump and then you back jump and you go upstairs like really fast. They removed that glitch too. So that just ruined
that-
speedrunning.
That was a huge thing for speedrunners.
That's mainly why it's not worth getting it. Unless you just want to get it just because this is just a limited edition. Which is it is.
Yeah.
It's only until like March, I believe, of next year. And you can say, "Oh, I have the Mario 3D All Stars," and then you can sell it for a high price on eBay. That's about it.
Um, since we're on the topic of games, let's talk about games we grew up with.
Oh, that's a good topic.
Mm.
I'll start first, if it's okay.
All right.
I played Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I played Ocarina of Time and on the GameCube, and Four Swords Adventure, Mario 64, and Star Wars: The Complete Saga. That's like my main games. Yeah.
Uh,
Now these games are all very famous and popular, and that's probably why they're good. They're always good, you know. Ocarina of Time was like a classic, though. You cannot beat that game in terms of gameplay and storyline. I mean, the graphics are surely
Well-
bad, but hey, it is what it is.
Graphic
I think-
makes no difference for me.
I think the first game
Yeah.
I ever played was Kirby's Adventure. I don't know if
Wow.
anybody's heard of that one.
Kirby's
played it.
Adventure.
I know.
Yeah,
You
it was
mean-
for
I
the
know
it was for the NES. Like
Oh,
yeah.
Do you play it
I
on
think
your?
I've-
Do you play it on your Wii or something?
Nope, played it directly off the NES. That was the first game
Oh
I ever played.
man, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I feel missed out because the gaming console I started out with was the Wii. I like personally played things like the Smash Bros. Brawl and Twilight Princess. I beat that game so many times.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Brawl is very good.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I'm
played Brawl.
bad at it though. I'm really bad at that game. I hate the sleeping, the sleep
yeah.
function thing.
Um,
some games
yeah.
I grew up with were mostly Xbox 360 games, such as like Nightclub Los Angeles, Assassin's Creed 2, and I think the first game I ever played though was like the first Call of Duty World at War.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, that's it.
Like
I,
that game
I feel
was
like if
amazing.
my brother could pick any game to start out with in his life, it'd probably be that. Everyone he knows that plays Call of Duty, including me, he takes the fun out of zombies because like he wants to do every Easter egg. He'll play like multiple attempts with you. When you get soft block, he makes you retry. I will never forget that day where I cursed him out because like he wanted me to keep trying an Easter egg that he was bad at, and then I punched him and he just would not shut up for he would not shut up for the next 3 hours. And like the thing he
Damn.
does nowadays is like he like, oh wait, we have to turn the PlayStation off and we don't like overrun it or something. I was like, let me play my game, then we'll turn it off. Like you're the one who wants to do the Easter egg, not me.
I used to ask my big brother a lot to finish this mission from Assassin's Creed 2. That was really difficult for me for some reason. Like, and I got like so mad to the point where I was just crying, bro, because he wouldn't do the mission first. Like, bro, the game was pretty difficult. Even when I went back on it, like today, like, the game is pretty hard to beat.
I was gonna ask Molotov what was his first console he ever played or first game.
The first console I ever played was PS1 when I was,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
think, 3 years old, something like that.
Oh man.
And
Dang.
the first console that I like, for example, I ever owned that was mine was an original Xbox soon after the PS1.
And what is your favorite game from that Xbox?
Oof, dude, I don't really know. I
Roblox.
think I'd probably have to say Knights of the Old Republic,
Oh,
Oh, that's a great one.
but there are so many others. Like for example, I remember playing Halo 2 for the first time. And that was quite an experience,
oh yeah.
especially playing the campaign, with a cousin or with my father, things like that. Those were just awesome experiences.
Yeah.
Bro. There's any game I've completed and then replayed so many times. I think it's Modern Warfare 3. Because I remember having the Xbox 360. And then like I played it like 17 times, bro. I swear. And every time I'll just play the Makarov mission and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's finally my chance to try to save the helicopter or something." It's like back in the day where like people like they had the game and they're like, if your friend told you Donald Duck was in Smash Bros, you believed them. Cause like back then you didn't really have the internet to just be like, "Ayo, you can't just like ask the developer." Like nowadays you can do that. Like the other last month, the Fall Guys developer got a question about, I think is either like Chiro on like a food climb or something. It was like asking if that was a Chiro, and I think it was, but nowadays you could just do that. Like back in the day, someone said something, world's absolute.
I suppose.
I
I
actually
used
never
to
played
do
that.
like
Oh
used to
yeah,
do one of the same things, like with the mission from Call of Duty World at War, where I would go back and like try to like save two different characters. Like you had to choose either to save Private Ryan or Sergeant Miller. And these two, don't even know, like enemy soldiers. Like, bro, used to play that mission over and over, trying to save them both, but I couldn't. It's really difficult, bro.
Wait, how much time have we been here for recording? Like 40 minutes?
what time is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about
Should we
About
move
40.
into the
next topic.
last topic, anime section?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Molotov, you mind telling us about the new Clannad game?
Well, actually, something that we didn't talk about when we were talking about the Switch, but mostly because it's fairly related to anime. Is for example, we were talking about the Tomoyo after coming to Switch, and that's like an extra chapter from Clannad in which they make a route, the Tomoyo route on the Clannad visual novel. They make it like a reality for example. So basically in this game you follow the route in which the main protagonist chose Tomoyo instead of Nagisa, and instead of going into an after story, what we already know about Nagisa and Tomoya's life, we go into another like path that would have been had Tomoya chosen Tomoyo. The people get sometimes confused because Tomoyo, and and things like that. So yeah, and uh, So the release date for this was actually in September. It was the September 10th. So it's been released for a few days now, but it's still fairly new. And I don't know. I think that the anime and the visual novel are very well received by the community. So I think that I haven't checked anything regarding sales or things like that, but I think it's doing well on the Switch because I've seen a lot of people on Reddit saying that they want to get it, they want to play it, etc., etc. So I think it's doing okay for now.
But those the visual novels are gonna be like a good ending, like a good fill up for the show.
Well, they're kind of different. You know, the show what the show does is that it grabs all the possible, routes, the possible outcomes per se from all the different characters from the visual novel, and they basically condense all of their stories into one main storyline for the anime, right? So it basically has like the best thing out of every story. Of course, it leaves out a lot of details and things like that, but it's okay. So in the visual novel, and right now even in the Tomoyo After for the Switch, you can have bad endings and you can have good endings. It all depends on the choices that you make. It's not only, like reading a light novel or things like that.
Oh,
Uh,
so you actually like get involved with the story, right?
yeah, of course, you make the
Oh, no.
choices.
Oh,
The
nice.
the story, unfolds around the choices that you make. And since it's a visual novel or things like that, it's not like, for example, in video games that the good ending and the bad ending could be different by, for
Oh,
example, you saving a character or
like
things like
Persona.
that. Yeah, that you would say that those choices do have a big impact. No, in visual novels, it's like, for example, should I keep walking or should I stop walking and look at my right? For example, you would say it doesn't make any difference, but you pick one, you're locked out of an ending. For example, that's how Planet works.
Like you're just involved with the story around whatever you choose. Okay, yeah, I understand.
Hmm.
So what about new anime or seasonal anime?
Well, I recently watched Rent a Girlfriend. That's in Japanese, Kanojo Okareshimasu, something like that.
I've heard
It
it's really good. That one. It's like really has like a really
it
interesting story.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really good. Actually, it's like very comic relief centered, but it does have an interesting story. Like, for example, basically the premise is that this guy who's kind of an idiot, he gets dumped by his girlfriend, and so he's very like sad and depressed, and he finds like an online rental girlfriend service. So he rents a girlfriend and then they meet, but during their meet there was like some other circumstances, so events lead to this and that, and so basically he ends up lying to his family about having a girlfriend and her being there, and they had to go to the hospital and things like that, so they get involved with his family, so now they have to lie to his family about them being boyfriend and girlfriend. So that's basically the premise. But then you get involved with other characters, like, for example, a girl that's crazy about uh the MC's ex, for example. She's quite an interesting part of the story because you can't read her that well. You don't know why she does the things that she does. And she kind of contradicts herself at times. So yeah, it's a very interesting anime. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to watch something, to pass
Something
the
in-
time or
something interesting.
funny. Yeah, something interesting, something funny, you know.
Is Rent a Girlfriend? Is Rent a Girlfriend like different from Domestic Girlfriend, or it's just a whole different thing? Because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it is for example, these rental girlfriends, like for example, um, you go out on dates with them, they act as your girlfriend and things like that, you know. So
Oh,
yeah,
so
they're a bit different.
on. Okay. So the plot. Okay, it alternates. So what about new anime coming out? New.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime season 2. Does that count?
What? Wait, for real?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
January
that.
10th, I think it was. That's personally my favorite anime of all time because if you knew me, you would know I basically want to become a mage. I met with the reality that's never gonna happen. But if I could be anything, I want to be a mage.
I want a pilot Neva.
Don't we all? Also, I just finished watching Usaki-chan Wants to Hang Out last
Oh
night.
my, oh my god.
Oh
Usagi.
my god.
I
Oh,
I
don't
don't
yeah.
know
know
what that
why
is.
that anime is so controversial.
I
Actually,
don't know. I got
I
no
didn't
idea.
I didn't think it was
Um,
like too heavy or anything. Like the first few episodes contained all the scenes that everyone's triggered about, but I don't know why everyone was so triggered about that. Like for example, I mean, she's an adult. You know, the story is well written. I don't know why people would freak out about something like that. And also, I wanted to tell you guys that remember that Attack on Titan season 4, it's going to be the last one, and it's going to be premiering on December. So we're coming to an end here of an era for a lot of people.
Oh, so it's coming to an ending Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
So I guess all those hype people are gonna be hyped again.
yeah, of course. So December, it's all ending.
Finally. Oh no. I actually personally
I have to
I
watch
think
it.
it's a good anime, but I don't really like get it, like it's too overhyped, you know. That's always
Mhm.
what I say with that anime.
From
Because
what
it
I've
goes with
seen, everyone talking well about it. Like for example, everyone says that, oh yeah, it's really great. You get into Twitter and it's one of the favorites there.
I was gonna also involve Higurashi. If you know that anime, it's like a 2007 anime. It's a horror anime with moe girls and a guy that is a total idiot, but it's really fun. And they're remastering again in 2020 with like new graphics and stuff, and it looks really good. Like, look, you can compare, and let me show you some pictures with it. Here, I got some pictures of Higurashi. Like, it looks looks really good. I don't know how good they're gonna do with the story. Like, if they're gonna like redo every single scene, or just gonna bring us a whole new thing. Like how Sao is doing, they're gonna make a whole new thing. I don't know. You know, this is really interesting though, because I'm really excited for this one, Higurashi. I actually like this anime a lot. I don't want to give any. I guess the premise is about mainly a guy who settles into a new home, and he makes friends with girls that are moe but are weird, and they end up doing some weird stuff. That's about it. I can spoil it about this show. You'll have to watch
There's
it.
something. There's
Yeah,
something
it's
I
actually
realized
on my
today.
list. I've been meaning to watch it.
Yeah, I cannot
I
really spoil it.
realized
Kicks history. Yeah.
I was watching some my fresh batch of memes and I saw something. It was a Fire Emblem romance. It was like basically love confession, and I realized
What?
in anime, in real life, love confessions aren't this dramatic. They're just like, "Hey, I really
yeah.
like you. Can we go out sometime?" In anime, it's like some crazy dialogue, like just like I guess like 20 minutes of this girl just basically saying, "I love you very much." We got Doki Doki Club. I'm not even gonna talk about that, but we all know how it goes.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's a psychological horror right there, bro.
That's a great
I think
game.
It's
That's
really
actually
I
a
think of
great game.
it's more of a visual novel. I think of Undertales every time I see it. Think of it. I'm sorry.
No, I've actually never played Undertale for some reason. I don't know.
I
I
haven't
never
either.
really
I
got to
haven't
it.
either though. I'm gonna do it though one day eventually.
I have, but I played the I haven't played like the kill everyone run because like it's too much work. I while I can show skill like Sans Megalovania no damage. I just don't want to practice enough to do it. Like I've defeated I actually you know how earlier Jeremy you're talking about getting your brother complete a mission on Assassin's Creed. My brother did that for the
Yeah.
pacifist run because like on like the technically the first game of it like we have to defeat Flowey in his like special form whatever. I he was like, "Can you help me do this?" And like every time I will do it like so many times. Just first try it, just full on flex on him. Like it's not. It's it's meant to look hard, but like you get health every single thing, so like you're good. Survive one, you're good.
What's your favorite waifu?
God damn it, you have to put
What?
this pressure
Favorite
on me.
waifu.
Charlex. We all know it's Misato.
Come again?
How about you, Dodge?
Don't ask me that question because I refuse to answer.
It doesn't matter how horrible it is or if no one knows your waifu even exists. You know?
Damn.
I don't even
Actually,
know if my waifu exists.
Like,
I really, I think of waifus, and I
Waifu?
think I do not have one. That's all there is to
oh
it.
man.
The closest thing I have is Shizu from Reincarnated as a Slime, but like I know that's not the best choice I can make. Probably not even the choice I want to make, but it's the closest thing I got right now. So don't bother me.
How about you,
But
Jeremy?
there's one waifu.
Is
Hold
it
on, let me
Sakura?
send a picture. Hell no. It is definitely not Sakura. I don't know.
Man, the South on Sakura, man.
Dang.
Honestly,
Gets
I
stabbed
I
by
was hoping
Sasuke.
one of you guys could tell me who this is.
Confesses.
Like,
Is that from One
love
Piece,
with
right?
Sasuke and then gets stabs.
That's
I
from
don't
One
think.
Piece. It's not?
You sure it's from One Piece?
I got no idea.
I forget her name, but the
Ah,
girl
Or you could-
from Naruto with pink hair, she confesses her
Sakura.
love for Naruto. Naruto basically confronts her, "Hey, you actually like Sasuke." A couple episodes later, she gets stabbed by Sasuke. So yeah,
Yeah, I think the way Sakura's love for Sasuke is portrayed is like just absolutely dramatic.
Oh, dude, I found your
Like,
icon. Kana Matsuda icons.
I'm
Love
definitely
Live.
gonna trigger people.
Sunshine 2, Episode 2, Jeremy.
I'm definitely gonna
oh, okay.
trigger people with this, but I honestly think that Sasuke is like Shadow. Like he's on and off. Like one minute you'll see them
Yeah.
traveling together, the next you see them slitting each other's throats and somehow surviving.
Sasuke honestly at first wanted nothing to do with Sakura whatsoever, and she just really kept pressing on him like throughout the entire Shippuden series till like the end, like 430 episodes in or something like that, until he like finally like even shows any form of love towards her. It's really crazy.
I honestly do not know how I
Then
went through the
the
hell of
one
watching.
person like the one person who really cares about her is Naruto, and all she does is punches on him and pushes him away. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
How have I put myself through the hell of watching every single episode of Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball Z, including the fillers? Like how did I survive that? Like it's like literally the first 100 episodes where Frieza finally says 5 minutes, 20 minutes later. I mean 20 episodes later, which is like 4 hours or something.
But imagine still
So-
watching One Piece. Ugh.
Man.
Isn't One
Like-
Piece still going on?
Yes, and it'll ever keep going.
technically Dragon Ball Z is still going on. Well, it's just Super, I mean.
When people talk about One Piece, they're only focused on the main guy with the long things. There's really no explanation for One Piece. Just a guy with a hat trying to look for with the One Piece, which could be even real, it could be fake. We don't know, and we'll never know.
Boruto is like Naruto if he was a angsty teen.
Pretty
Like
much.
original, like teenage Naruto.
The manga
Like,
of Boruto is
cheats
better.
in the
though.
tournament. He's better. Did you really just say he's better? Please tell me no.
No, the manga for Boruto is good.
Manga? You mean
Honestly,
like
when he
the
che-
actual art style? You would be correct. Would be correct.
I mean, it keeps
But
it doesn't
in terms
it
of
doesn't
battles, it's
it-
not as powerful as the ones from Shippuden. And go ahead.
I mean, it's not as bad as because they avoid a lot of the fillers from Boruto series, so that's why the manga is better for Boruto. Now, action, of
Yeah,
course, really
that's-
anime is not really good with action. It's better with horror than action. The same goes with anime. It's better at doing action in live. I mean, in anime version than in manga. But it's mainly
Yeah.
preference of what you like. Like if you were to watch a horror anime, it's not really scary, but if you read it, it's actually kind of scary.
I believe the action in the manga version of Boruto is a bit better than Shippuden, like slightly better. I believe for the anime, Naruto Shippuden just kind of takes it over Boruto a bit. Right?
Anybody was wondering, we have been recording for over an hour now.
Yeah.
So I
think
guess we should
start
wrap
wrapping
it up.
off.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So Dodge, our
Jakari, what do you want?
Tajin the Plat. Yeah. Plat. Do you mind giving us your Instagram page so we can, shout
yeah,
out?
shout out.
Delete my shit. I mean, I deleted it. That's all there is to it.
Oh, you don't have any platform that you want to, give out or anything? It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Okay, then.
He's the guy. He's super cool, everybody.
If you find him in Smash Brothers, I don't know your gamer tag, don't mess with him. He's good at it. He'll probably beat me at Smash Brothers for sure.
I'll pull out my little Mac. You'll still get whooped.
Ooh.
Little Mac.
Little Mac.
Everything's good. Everything's good with Lil Mac except his recovery, and I honestly do not care that it's bad. I still think he's really good.
Little Mac. Okay, I believe that this is the end of episode 3. I hope everyone had a good time. Participate. Sorry for the late
Inactivity.
inactivity. We had our problems, just be active every single day, but we're doing our best to have a schedule and keep uploading more content. Each time getting better and better. And that's about it. Yeah.
To be continued.
Alright,
At this-
and that's
At
so-
this point, that gag, the gag just stays, Okay.
Just the
Alright, you want to
the
cut it?
JoJo to be continued music starts playing.
Oh, yeah, that gave me a good idea, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely, I'll do that.
Outro music.